At SpeedCurve, we put a lot of effort into curating a bunch of dashboards that allow you to see different metrics, and we put what we think are the really important metrics in these dashboards. But sometimes you just want to slice and dice your own kind of metrics and build your own views of the data. And this is what the favorites dashboard is for. So if we jump into the favorites dashboard here, we can start adding charts. And there's a bunch of filters we can choose here to build up the particular query that we want to see. So I can choose different metrics. So here I'm going to choose backend time. We can now choose multiple metrics. So I'm going to choose backend time and start render. And the other thing you would have noticed in the menu here is that we're now combining all our synthetic data and also Lux, which is our run product. If you've got both of those turned on, you can now mix and mash that data together in the favorites chart. So let's just load that up. And here we can see a mix of the Lux RUM data coming through, and you can see how many page views we've got there, which is this dashed line. And then we can see its relationship to our synthetic tests, which are down here in the solid line. And so I've got two pairs, one for the start render metric and one for the back end metric down here. We can also use multiple filters to really narrow down the results that we're looking at. So here I'm going to choose start render. I could also narrow down to a specific site that I'm monitoring, also a URL label. And here it's really important to note that you need to make sure that your URL labels in synthetic match the page labels that you're adding in Lux as well, so that you get the combined view of that same label. And in this example, let's choose US East, which is one of our regions, and we can narrow it down to the Chrome browser. So let's take a look at that. And we can see here that we've got a pretty good relationship between our synthetic testing here in the blue and our Lux real user monitoring data that's coming in, which is just a little bit faster than our synthetic. I can also explore some of the popular regions that we have. So if I go each region, then I'll see some of our top kind of popular regions loaded on the graph here. And I can see here the range of my Lux data, where some of the faster sites here in Germany and the US, and up the top here in purple, India is generally a little bit slower than what we're seeing. And our synthetic tests are down here pretty much alongside the main data that we see coming through from Lux. We can also do A/B tests using the favorites dashboard. So here I'm going to choose some custom metrics. So I'm going to choose the on data received, which is when our JSON data comes through for this particular website. And what we've done is we've used the add data API for Lux to actually send through some different states. So here we're testing what is the performance difference between adding JSON inline in the page or just firing it using JavaScript. And we've sent through two values, yes or no. I could choose both of those values, or I can say just iterate over each value. So let's take a look at that. And now I can see the synthetic data coming through, which is pretty much this great green line, as well as the Lux data. Let's just turn off that synthetic, and we can see here our A/B test where we've got the JSON P markup, either yes or no. And clearly, when we do put it in line, we're seeing a good little performance boost there, where we're seeing a good 200 or 300 milliseconds faster response for this particular custom metric.